Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make the self-closing box. These are the 3 that I made. We're going to be making the Sahara Sand version today using the Joyous Noel designer paper. Isn't it gorgeous with all that copper? And then here's the same designer paper using the Mary Merlot. Oh gosh, so gorgeous. The self-closing box holds a lot of candy inside or another gift if you want to put something else inside, but it self-closes. It's so easy. You don't need any ribbon, no adhesive. It just pinched on the side to open and then you just close it. Super easy. And then here's one I used using the Poppy Parade cardstock with the Santa's Workshop designer paper. So fun. So then in the glitter pit yesterday, we made this one when I streamed live. I'm live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we made the smaller version of the self-closing box. Isn't it cute? And then I made this one matching the Poppy Parade version here. So cute. But it's the same idea. It's a self-closing. Now this one holds about 3, let me see here. Yeah, 3 little Hershey nuggets. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make the Sahara Sand one today. So let's go ahead and get started. So here are the pieces. We're going to be using the Sahara Sand, and this is cut at 6 by 8.5. We're going to score this and cut it together. And then I'm using the Joyous Noel designer paper. We're going to need 2 pieces cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so let's grab our Stampin' trimmer. Okay, so along the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 4 and 8. Let me open this up here. And 8. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the 6 inch side and we're going to score this at 1 and 5. Okay, so now we're going to score along, this is going to be considered the bottom. Whatever side you're starting with, I'm going to put the tab over here, this 1/2 inch tab over here on the right hand side. So we're going to score from this side, but we're only going to score down to this 1 inch score line. We're going to score it at 2. Remember, we're only going to score down to that 1 inch score line. Okay, then we're going to slide it down to 6 and do the exact same thing. We're only going to score up to that 1 inch score line. Okay, so now it should look like this. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. So you're going to have the 2 inch score line, and then the center line is the 4, and then you're going to have it at 6 and then 8. Okay, and this is going to be considered the bottom of your box. Okay, so we're going to grab our Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay, so we're going to take our ruler, and I'm using Take Your Pick tool. It's got a stylus here, and I'm using the wide. There's 2 sizes. There's a smaller tip and a larger tip. I'm using the larger tip for my scoring today. And where we scored the 2 and the 6, we're going to take our ruler right at that intersection where that 2 inch and that 1 inch meets. And then we're going to score it down to this point here on this section. So we're going to score it at a diagonal. Then we're going to turn it and we're going to score the opposite way. So we're going to take that 2 inch score line again and score it down to this point here. Okay, so now you should have a diagonal point in the center. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we did here to this section over here. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and fold all our score lines. Let me grab my bone folder. Okay, so now it should look like this. Now we're going to grab our paper snips. Okay, so I'm going to remove these 2 smaller tabs at the ends. So one right here and one right here. Okay, and then we're going to also do some mitering. So we're going to miter cut the ends of this tab here. Okay, now we're going to turn it to the bottom of the box where we scored. So you have 3 score lines here. We're going to cut all 3 of those up to that 1 inch score line. Okay, and then this is going to be the top of our box. We're just going to cut right here at the 4-inch. Okay, so now we're going to grab our Stampin' trimmer again. We're going to cut some designer paper. Okay, so these are the two pieces cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to fold them in half to find our center line here. Do them both the exact same way. So we're going to lay our designer paper in these diagonal pieces right here. So we're going to find our center line right here, and we're going to cut at a diagonal from this point up here in the center down to this point here on the end. So we're going to cut, and then you're going to cut the opposite way as well. So you're going to line that center point up down to the opposite point and cut. So this is going to be for one of your panels. Okay, now we're going to cut this one the exact same way. Okay, so there's our second panel. All right, let's bring in our box. We're going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue for adhering our designer paper. And see, these are where the panels are going to go here. And then these two are going to go over here, just like this. Okay, so let me go ahead and put these all together. Okay, now this would be the time to stamp. Now if you did want to add the designer paper, you could also stamp on the cardstock as well. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. I'm going to be using the Whisper White, and we're using the Peaceful Noel. We're using this May Your Christmas Be Holly, Jolly, and Bright. And we're going to use the Sierra Sand Classic Ink. Let's grab our Big Shot. We're going to cut this greeting out. We're going to use the layering circle framelits, and we're going to use these three sizes here. We're going to use the straight edge of the circle to cut out the greeting. Okay, so we're going to use the Sierra Sand and the copper foil sheet. We're going to cut out the next sizes up. The bigger size is going to be the copper foil sheet, and then the next size scallop is going to be the Sierra Sand. Okay, so that's all the Big Shot. Let's go ahead and move that. We're also going to be using the Sprig Punch. This is also available in a bundle with the Peaceful Noel stamp set. You can buy them together right now in the holiday catalog and save 10%. We're going to go ahead and punch out 2 of the copper with the Sprig Punch, and then 1 with the Sierra Sand. Okay, we're going to go ahead and layer all these pieces together. I'm going to be building the Sprig Punch behind the greeting. Then we're going to layer this onto the copper foil sheet. Then we're going to add 3 dimensionals right down the center of the backing. So let me grab some of those. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and build our box. So remember, these 4 panels right here are going to be for the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and put adhesive along this strip here. So we're going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue again. I'm just going to put adhesive along this edge right here. And I'm just going to fold this over. And we're going to seal it up on the edge. So you're just going to hold that for a couple seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and do the bottom. If you've ever made a sour cream container, this is kind of the illusion that this box is going to give you. Because the bottom of the box is going to be square, but when you turn it for the self-closing part, it's going to be at an angle. So just focus on the bottom section being at a square. So you're going to fold in your tabs and then fold these in here like this. So I'm going to put adhesive on these 2 sides here. Okay, so remember to keep that square. We're going to fold in our 2 flaps and then fold in this section here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and open this up, keeping that bottom flat and square. I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to press that down. Okay, that should be good. Yep, looks good. See, it's like square at the bottom, but see how it twists at the sides and then works up to the top, just like that. So then you have your self-closing part up here, but it's at a square, so it sits up really nicely. So we're going to go ahead and put our little embellishment on the front. And the reason you want to put your dimensionals down the center is because when you open up the box, it's going to pop that out. So see how that comes away from the box? Because the circle is a little bit larger. So I just wanted to put that right smack dab in the center of the box, so it doesn't adhere with the opening. So that's it. Isn't that beautiful? So that's how you make that self-closing box. Let me show you the other ones really quick. Okay, so here's the other one that's like that with the Sierra Sand. And then here's the same designer paper, the Joyous Noel with the Merry Merlot. And then this one uses the Poppy Parade with the Santa's Workshop designer paper. And then here's the two smaller versions that we made in the glitter pit yesterday, and I'll have the link to that video listed below in the description box. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. And then also when you're down there, check out the supply list as well. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.